now address the star performer today, and that's Wipro. It was a steady set of numbers, from them. The profits managed to beat the street estimates and slipped about 7% on a sequential basis, while the revenue was in line. So let me welcome on board Srini Palya, the CEO, Aparna Iyer, the CFO, and Saurav Govil, the CHRO, to talk about how their quarter was and what's the guidance going forward. Srini, let me start with you. And there's been that decline in the IT services dollar revenue of about 0.3% on a sequential basis. Tell me, how is it that you plan to address the challenges that you have at your hand right now?
If you look at it from a quarter one performance perspective, if you look at the order book, we had $5 billion order book, out of which $2.75 billion came in from large deals. And out of them, of the 16 large deals, we had 2 mega deals and one potential mega deal. So what's important for us at this point in time as an organization is to stay focused and make sure we execute to these deal wins that we have. Second, we continue to have a very strong pipeline, and what we need to do is make sure we are very proactive with the clients in winning these new set of opportunities that we have on the pipeline. Having said that, based upon the bookings that we have already, the second half definitely is much better than the first half for us, and I think that's optimism that we are looking at right now.
Srini, Trump, tariffs, a lot of other global economic issues, especially in the manufacturing sectors, a lot of uncertainties prevailing right now. Tell me, what are your views on the same and how it's impacting your business currently?
I think you make a very important point here. There is macroeconomic uncertainty, and it continues at this point in time. Of course, there's also concept of geopolitics. So the impact of these two varies from country to country. So if I were to look at my pipeline, if I look at the demand that we have, Americas, Europe, and APMEA for us, the three large regions, all of them have a very strong pipeline. And if I were to break it by sectors, if you look at the banking and financial services at this point in time, the deal pipeline is strong, and we also won 2 mega deals in this particular business. And if you look at the kind of pipeline that we have, it's a combination of both cost optimization and vendor consolidation on one side, and other one is the clients are investing in modernization, data, and AI. So the pipeline reflects clearly in the banking and financial services sector around that. Similarly, if you look at technology and communications, we won a large deal which could be a potential mega deal. There, the clients are very clearly trying to invest in AI so that they can upgrade their software and platforms. I think that's the journey that they are in. That's an opportunity for us. Healthcare continues to be very good for us over the period of time. And while the payers have a constant challenge around the cost, but the digital transformation aspects of it continues. If you look at the consumer business and the EMR business, we do have softness there, especially because of tariffs. Retail, CPG, and manufacturing are the three industry sectors that have really got impacted because of tariffs. But having said that, and if you look at purely from a deal wins in quarter one, we have had some good deal wins in retail, and that will actually give us the momentum going into next quarter. Manufacturing continues to be soft for us, but we are looking at proactively working with the clients in helping on the cost takeout aspects. So net-net, good deal momentum in quarter one, deal wins in quarter one, and a good pipeline for us to stay focused in quarter two and execute.
Srini, you just touched upon your deal bookings, and it's an uptick of an impressive 24%. Your large deal bookings have come in at about at an increase of nearly about 50% on a sequential basis. Tell me, which business segment is growing, and when is it that we can expect these deal conversions to reflect on your top line?
The focus as an organization is to make sure we execute these deals. Some of these deals will take time. For example, if you look at the Phoenix deal that we announced in quarter four, the actual ramp up and the revenue will come in quarter three for us. Similarly, some of the mega deals that we are working through the process, and that's the reason why I said the second half looks much better than where we are in first half, because these deals will start getting executed by the team.
Aparna, I want to talk about profitability. Your PAT has seen a downtick of about 6.7%. Tell me, what financial strategy are you implementing to try and better your bottom line?
Net profits actually grew 10.9% year on year. So that's a very strong performance. This is after absorbing for a restructuring charge that we took in Q1. It's a very strong performance. Over the last 8 quarters, we've consistently improved margins. At 17.3%, it's still an 80 basis points improvement year on year.
Right. Saurabh, for Gen AI and consulting, what upskilling measures are going on in the company right now for readiness at the workforce level? And any particular number related to Gen AI trained workforce?
Deep work is happening to raise the capability of the entire organization, on Gen AI. The first step, everybody, starting from Srini down to everybody in the company, we are on a one-on-one on Gen AI have been trained. Now we are working on level 2 and level 3, depending on the depth and technical areas which we are people want to get into. As well as we have tied up with a large number of our partners to give this training to our people. So from a supply side perspective, we are gearing ourselves very clearly to make sure that as and when the demand comes, we are ready for that. Apart from that, for certain key skills, certain experienced people required by the clients on the deals which we have done, we are also going and hiring in the market. So it's both a build approach and a buy approach to manage this situation. We have gone through these cycles earlier whenever the technology has changed. And from a supply side, we are comfortable to manage any demand which would come on this area.
Right. Aparna, with the Morelli bankruptcy episode now behind, are you reassessing your client concentration risk in the manufacturing vertical?
There are certain sectors that are obviously a little bit more stressed compared to the others. It's always been the case. Auto sector for now is going through, a lot of stress, and we saw one of our clients impacted. But we made an assessment and we've taken a financial impact accordingly, but we continue to work with them very closely. It still remains a very important relationship for us. Manufacturing overall has been soft, and if you look at it, manufacturing as a percentage of our revenues is quite small compared to some of the other sectors. If you look at BFSI, it's about 33%, or consumers about 18%. You look at energy and manufacturing, collectively it's about 18%, and manufacturing is a smaller component in that. So we're not unduly worried about the concentration risk that we have towards either the sector or any one particular client, but we remain focused. That's always something that we remain close to and keep monitoring and take actions which are related to risk management.
Aparna, what about currency fluctuations? How have they impacted the quarter, and any specific plans that you may have to try and mitigate the volatility?
We have a very good foreign exchange risk management policy and framework in place. We've been very consistent, and the results have proved very, very favorably even over the last several years. And we've continued to maintain it. We're not unduly worried about the volatility, but yes, that's something that needs to be managed, and we have a very good framework and policy to manage it.
Right. Srini, what growth prospects are you currently looking at when it comes to your consulting side? And I also wanted to understand how Capco has been faring.
So we called out that consulting-led AI-powered Wipro as our strategy. As part of that, we have Capco, which is very strong in the BFSI segment. In fact, Capco has grown 6% year on year, with relative to Wipro, a very strong performance. And they are actually the tip of the spear for us as we do the downstream revenue for Wipro. In addition, we have also built a strong consulting team across other sectors as well. So the conversations that we have had, especially in the deal wins that we did in Q1, they were all consulting led, because it's very important to understand the customer business. For that, we need to have the domain capabilities, understand the process, the data. We are actually infusing AI into that. So net, I think, it's a good story for us.
Aparna, tell me, what are your priorities when it comes to capital allocation and investments in the coming quarter? Any new leasing plan or a special AI lab?
From a capital allocation standpoint, we raised our capital allocation policy of returning 70% and above of the net profits over a cumulative 3-year period. And we also gave out a dividend of rupees 6 per share in January. We're very pleased to announce that the board has actually approved an interim dividend of 5 rupees this quarter. So that'll make it a cumulative payout of about nearly $1.3 billion over the last 6 months. We're happy to have raised the capital allocation policy, and we're executing on it.
Saurabh, any specific level in attrition that you would be targeting for the further quarters, and any major reasons that you feel are responsible for attrition at Wipro?
If you look at the last 3-4 quarters, we are around 15% of attrition, plus minus 0.1, 0.2%, and fairly comfortable with this from a supply side and demand. There are pockets where we are seeing that, be it GCCs you spoke about, or be it some skills where we are seeing spikes. But overall, I think that we will be in this range of attrition going forward, which we are very comfortable with.
Right, good to hear that, and congratulations. Your stock has been reacting positively to the numbers. Aparna, Srini, Saurabh, thank you all three of you for taking the time out and speaking with us today.